Welcome to The Explainer. So, today we're going to challenge a really fundamental idea that most of us have about health. We're going to move away from thinking about our bodies as these simple machines and dive into the totally fascinating science of complex systems. All right, let's kick things off with a question, and it's a surprising one. The answer might just flip how you see your own body, and maybe even the world around you. So, keep this question in the back of your mind because we are definitely coming back to it. You see, for centuries, science has looked at the world through this one very specific lens. And it's a lens that turned out to be incredibly powerful. I mean, it basically shaped our entire modern world. It's this incredible tradition, right? It builds over centuries. You've got Archimedes and his early experiments, then Galileo basically inventing modern physics, and of course Newton. He puts it all together. He gives us this idea of a predictable, mechanical universe, a universe that runs like a perfect clock. And wow, was this worldview successful? I mean, think about it. We use these ideas, this Newtonian way of thinking, to solve these massive challenges, from building incredible structures to literally sending people to the moon. The power of thinking this way was just undeniable. And the core idea, the logic behind it all, was really simple but super effective. It's called reductionism. If you want to understand a system, you take it apart. You break it down into its smallest pieces, figure out what each piece does, and boom, you understand the whole thing. But here's the thing, this whole machine-like view, it hits a wall, a really beautiful, profound wall when it tries to explain the most complex thing we know. Well, life itself. So it makes you wonder, right? If you follow this path of taking things apart, if life is just a machine, where exactly is the life part? At what level do you actually find it? I mean, do you find it way down in the molecules? Or maybe it's in the DNA? What about the cells, the organs? Or does it only show up when you have the whole complete individual? The old machine model, it really struggles to give a straight answer. And the answer, it turns out, is that life isn't just in one place. It's not on one scale. It's this incredible phenomenon that happens across all the scales, connecting everything from the tiniest molecule to the whole organism in this super intricate web. To really get our heads around this, we need a whole new way of seeing things. We need the lens of complexity. So what is a complex system? Well, picture a flock of birds, right? How they all turn at the exact same second. Or think about an ant colony building some crazy sophisticated bridge. There's no boss ant giving out orders. It's intelligent behavior that just emerges from a bunch of simple interactions. This is a huge shift in thinking, a really fundamental one. We're moving from a world that's just predictable, the sum of its parts, to a world that is so much more than that. So, okay, this is all fascinating theory, but how does it connect to our own bodies? Let's take this new lens and have a look at the rhythms of health. Living systems, they're brilliant. They don't do either of these extremes. They're not these rigid, fragile machines like a crystal that shatters, but they're not just random, useless noise either. They find this amazing third way. And that's where we find health, in this fertile, dynamic state that scientists call criticality. It's this sweet spot, perfectly balanced right on the edge of chaos. And being in that state is what makes a system incredibly creative, resilient, and adaptive. And this brings us all the way back to that question I asked at the very beginning. A perfectly steady, metronome-like heartbeat. Is that a sign of health? The answer is a big, resounding no. That perfect rhythm is actually a sign that the system has lost its adaptability. It's a warning sign of disease. The real health, it's in the variability, the complexity. Now this leads to an even cooler idea, something that goes way beyond just being tough or resilient. It's called anti-fragility. Anti-fragile systems don't just put up with stress, they actually need it to get stronger. They use challenges to grow. Okay, let's break that down. A wine glass, that's fragile. You stress it, it breaks. Easy. A stone block, that's robust. It just resists the stress. But our immune system, that's anti-fragile. It gets exposed to germs, and it learns. It literally gets stronger. This principle is everywhere in biology. Your muscles grow after you work them out. Your bones get denser under load. It's the same idea. And what's so amazing is that this principle, this idea of health as this dynamic, anti-fragile state, it doesn't just work for one organ. It scales. It works at every single level of life. Just think about your own body for a second. You are literally a walking ecosystem. You've got trillions of little organisms living in your microbiome. And the health of that entire inner world, it depends on these exact same principles, on diversity, on being able to adapt, and on actually getting stronger from stress. And then if you zoom out even more, you see the same thing on a planetary scale. A healthy forest, a healthy ocean. They are not static and perfect. No way. They are vibrant, dynamic, almost chaotic webs that are constantly adapting and evolving. So here's the crucial point, the main takeaway. Health, no matter what scale you're looking at, is not some perfect, static thing you achieve and then you're done. It's a dynamic process. It's a constant, adaptive dance with the world around you. This completely reframes how we should think about well-being, right? Not just for us, but for the whole planet. The goal isn't to try and get rid of all the hard stuff. It's to build our capacity to thrive because of it. And that leaves us with a pretty provocative question for our modern lives, doesn't it? If life literally thrives on variability, on stress, what is our constant search for comfort, for stability, for an easy life? What does it actually mean for our future? Are we accidentally making ourselves and our entire world more fragile?